All right, Shalom. First, let's start by saying all praise to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Crocodile, double honors to the elders and apostles that rule well, and salutations to the brothers that's doing the truth and sincerity. As you can see, the title of this video is Puerto Rico Battles State of Darkness. And this was the ABC News posted 2 weeks ago. And you know, we've been, if you've been watching, you know that Ephraim just came out of I think 2 hurricanes or something to that nature, and now they are in darkness, and and it's taking a long time for them to receive the electricity to come back on. So I'm going to play this clip and then add some precepts as it goes along.
Ongoing darkness have the people of the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico beyond frustrated. Weeks of ongoing darkness have the people of the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico beyond frustrated and feeling as if not much has changed since that devastating hurricane 4 years ago. A struggling new power company might be pushing residents to a breaking point. ABC's Victor Oquendo has the details.
Puerto Rico, the island of enchantment. Now the island of the enraged.
Estamos indignados. Necesitamos una respuesta ya.
The U.S. territory in the dark, with its deteriorating power grid failing the nearly 3 million residents. A state of emergency declared as thousands of Puerto Ricans march on the streets to shed light on their dire situation, saying enough is enough.
We are protesting the Luma contract, we are protesting the blackouts, but we're also protesting the system that has made with it, right? We're protesting the fiscal control board. We're protesting budget cuts. We're protesting the lack of quality of life.
In June, a private company...
So they basically protesting everything, just about, but we're at the end of Esau's kingdom and the ushering in of Jacob's kingdom. Start with Yahweh, and right on down to the rest of us. And this, what's going on with them, is part of the plagues that the Lord is sending to jack them up for all the wickedness that they got going on. And you see, they don't understand it because they out there protesting, and complaining about it, and they going to their government and the U.S. government about what's going on, which it ain't gonna help them, But this is 2nd Ezra chapter. Hold on, give me a second. All right, this 2nd Ezra chapter 16, verse 19. It says, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna start it up. 2nd Ezra chapter 9. 2nd Ezra chapter 9. Nope, it ain't saying, man. It was Slakia. It's, okay, yeah, that was Satan. Gave me a different scripture for 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1. But it says, 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 1, it says, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and you measure the time by the prophecies. The prophecies are in the news, And when thou seest part of the signs past which thou hast chosen before, then shalt thou understand that in the very same time you see that what's going on with them is an uproar. And she named it off on why they are protesting the way they protesting. This is uproar is a noun, a loud and impassioned noise or disturbance. Let me see what is the definition for it is in the etymology. Uproar is a noun for outbreak of disorder, revolt, commotion, used by Tyndale and later Coverdale as a long transition of German author. Tumult, a riot, literally a stirring up, and that's what's going on in Puerto Rico. In German and Dutch Bibles, it's a stirring motion. Okay, yep, and as you can see, that's what's going on in Puerto Rico right now. Puerto Rico is a part of the United States. It's a Commonwealth of the United States. But it says, 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right, and this stuff was spoken since the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifesting. Right, we're in the time of the end, and it's being manifested by way of prophecy, and the prophecies is what you see in the news media, man. But yeah, the Lord is jacking Ephraim up. This 2 Ezra chapter 16, verse 19, it says, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for men, and they going through tribulation and anguish, and more than likely they going through famine too. But this is part of the prophecy. Are sent for scourges for amendment, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. Right, so the Lord sent this so that they can straighten themselves out. But they're not even being mindful. They protested, uproar, asking their government to help them and aid them instead of going to Yahweh Shem Shai. So,
over the distribution and transmission of electricity, Luma Energy telling ABC News,
the people of Puerto Rico deserve a better electricity system. It didn't get this way overnight.
Salakia.
Needs of underinvestment and mismanagement, and they should demand a better electricity system, and that's what this transformation is all about.
but the situation worsened with surging demands in summer that led to rolling blackouts, sometimes for days at a time, a situation tragically all too familiar.
Nightfall here in Puerto Rico, where 100% of the island is off the power grid.
I want the world to know we need diesel for the generator. We need light. We need water.
The island still reeling.
Right, and when you don't have light and water or electricity, people die. But they're not going to put a lot of that in the news media because your food go bad. Now you got to figure out where you're going to get the food from. And if you, the FEMA and the troops and stuff that they got over there don't aid in the system in enough time, then all hell starts to break loose among the people for lack and want. So, that's all. This is all prophecy, man.
From blackouts in the wake of the devastating Category 4 Hurricane Maria in 2017, which left some residents without electricity for up to a year. And in 2020, earthquakes knocking out power again. Right now, there are 300,000 people without drinking water, and the governor doesn't know when power will be restored. With scenes like this, one EMS official says it is like they are reliving the aftermath of Hurricane Maria.
Right, man, and the Lord is jacking them up because they keep worshiping idols. Scripture say Ephraim is joined unto idols. So give me a second. Let me get this first. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 8, verse 50. It says, many great miseries shall be done to them that in the later time, the end of the world, shall dwell in the world. Ephraim, the so-called Puerto Ricans, they're going through miseries because they have walked in great pride, man. Puerto Ricans are homosexuals, lesbians, transgenders. They the number one religion in Puerto Rico is Roman Catholicism, being a Roman Catholic, and second is spiritualism. And I'm gonna pull that up in a second. I'm gonna look this word misery up really fast. Misery is a noun, a state or feeling of great distress, and they are in great distress, or comfort of mind, or discomfort of mind or body, right? And the fact that they don't have, how about Shemal Shai, they are discomforted in their mind, and they can be discomforted in their body too, you know? So they going through a lot of mental pain and physical pain, you know, because of what's going on over there, man. All right, I'm still on Google. It said, I'm at the part where it says people also ask. It says, what does it mean to have the miseries? And it says a state of suffering, and want that is the result of poverty or affliction. War brought misery to thousands of refugees, right? So they going through poverty and affliction because of the light shut-offs, the earthquakes and the hurricanes, and they haven't recovered from that stuff yet. But that was the Lord visiting Ephraim, because they represent the 12 tribes of Israel, man. It says the war brought on miseries to thousands of refugees, right? Okay, yeah. And then the next precept. Hosea chapter 4, verse 17, it says, Ephraim is joined to idols. Let him alone. And that's plain. Ephraim is joined unto idols. They worship idols, man. They got that Caesar Borgia picture up, Serapis Christus, or so-called Jesus Christ from that Roman Catholic religion, you know, plus other religions that they, let me go with this stupid shit. Other religions that they worship. Salaki, and this is Puerto Ricans. Did I do it? Language, religion. Okay, yeah. It says Puerto Ricans, Puerto-Ricanos, or Boricuas are the people of Puerto Rico, or if it's not Boricas or Boricas, Salakia, it's Taino, and then they make a distinction between that also, Tainos and Boricuas. I guess, if I'm not mistaken, one is born in America, and then the other is born in Puerto Rico. So I have to look back into that, but I think that's what the distinction was. Or the Arawak Indians, those are all Ephraimites, so-called Puerto Ricans. It says, so Puerto Ricans or Boricuas are the people of Puerto Rico, the inhabitants and citizens of the Commonwealth of Puerto Rico and their descendants. And let's go to religion. And I'm not really gonna read into religion. I'm gonna just read this top part. It says there are many religious beliefs represented in the island, and it says the religious breakdown in Puerto Rico as of 2006 is given in the table on the right. It says religions: Christian, non-religious / other, spiritualists, where they represent spirits and stuff, Muslims, Hindu, Jewish, and Buddhist. So these are the religions. You see it don't say no, say Hebrew Israelite. Yep, you see it don't say nothing about Hebrew Israelites. So they going off. That's why the Lord jacking them up the way he is. This is Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. Is it? Yep, Exodus chapter 20, verse 1. And the Most High spake all these words, saying, I am the Lord Yahweh thy power, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, right? Because we was in the land of Egypt, man, serving captivity. Out of the house of bondage, thou shalt have no other gods before me. Right, so when you claim a different religion other than being who you are according to the Bible, your true nationality, the Ephraimites, y'all are Hebrew Israelites, man, then you worshiping other gods. Verse 4 says, thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image or any likeness of anything that is in the heaven, them angels, or that is in the earth beneath, right? Or that is in the water under the earth. And they do that, man. They got graven images up. It says, thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, the Lord Yahweh, thy power, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me. Right, man. And shewing mercies unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Right. And as you can see, they ain't getting no mercy, man, because they worshiping demons, devils, idols, things that can't walk and talk, etc., man. Or spirits. So let me go to this real quick because I didn't know what this was at first. Spiritualism, and look who wrote it, a devil. Spiritualism, a branch of spiritualism, is a religious and philosophical doctrine established in France in the 1850s. So y'all really ain't got no reason to be following that. That was newly established, but they don't know. Same thing with the Jehovah's Wickedness. It says, by the French teacher / educational writer and translator, Hippolyte Léon Denizar Rivel, who under the pen named Alan Kardec, who under the pen name Alan Kardec wrote books on the nature, origin, and destiny of spirits and their relation with the corporeal world. So that's what that meant. I mean, that's what word spiritualism is speaking of. Damn. So enough of that. I'm gonna go back to this clip and then.
Today, more than 4 years since Hurricane Maria, the power outages affecting